Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I told you guys I'd give you an update on old Mississippi Queen and our all-wheel drive conversion, so that's what we're going to do today. All right, guys, so I got a lot of parts here. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to work on it this week. I'm going to try and do some stuff if I can. You guys will see that in this video as well. But I'm going to go ahead and show you everything that we kind of got so far. Waiting on a couple parts, but we have a lot of stuff here. So we'll get started. I'll show you exactly what we got going on. All right, guys. Well, let's start off with the transfer case. Now, you guys have seen in the last video, this had a slip yoke eliminator on it, and there was a bunch of you guys that sent me messages on ways around that. But thankfully, our boy Justin down south actually wanted the slip yoke eliminator kit, so I was able to send the transfer case down to him. He swapped everything over from his to mine, fixed a couple things that are actually wrong with this, and sent it back up here. So huge shout out to Justin down there for getting us taken care of on the transfer case, so we no longer have to have some crazy drive shaft combo. I don't have to worry about it. We can use what we got, change the yoke, and we'll probably have to shorten that one a little bit, but we should be good to go there. All right, the other thing that I have figured out, I've had talked to a lot of four-wheel drive guys. They're telling me on this four-wheel drive axle to go ahead and just kind of jam the actuator. So they turn down a sleeve, basically, put it in there, and it locks it in four-wheel drive all the time, and I'll just control it with the transfer case, so I don't have to worry about finding an all-wheel drive diff. However, this rear end that was in this truck had a 410. That is either a 342 or 373. So I ran down to our local salvage yard, and my buddy's dad hooked me up with a 410 front diff for this thing. So I'm gonna get those swapped. It's in the bed of the truck right now, but I'll pull that out here. We'll lock the actuator, and then I'm gonna take this diff out and we'll freshen this one up with a 410 gear and new bearings, and we'll just have that one as a spare on the shelf. So if something does happen, we'll have us a spare. So I'll probably get a spare set of axles and that. Then we got a whole spare front drivetrain, and I won't have to worry about it. So as far as front suspension goes, I have the pieces for our upper mounts. So we're gonna go ahead and do a coilover conversion on this. This mount will get cut off. I'm still waiting on the lower control arms, but I hit up the guys over at Atomic Fab. They got us a set of their adjustable upper shock mounts for these trucks. So if you guys need any kind of truck parts, they have a whole bunch of them on their website. Control arms, coilover kits, they have everything pretty much you need, even seat and brackets and everything. I actually have his solid motor mounts on this that are an inch lower, which, by the way, barely clears. But it does clear if you have an all-wheel drive truck and you're curious. They do clear. So we will get those cut off. I'm gonna find out about the control arms. He does make a kit, so you can actually use those and the factory lowers and kind of just bolt them on, basically. Cut those off, clean everything up, weld those on, and then the other ones just kind of bolt onto the bottom so you can coil over the front of your truck. But with those, we're gonna pair it with a set of AFCO big guns. I'm gonna have to see, these might be a little bit long. I went with a 6-inch stroke. I had a 5-inch stroke on that truck, so I was trying to get a little bit more travel out of it, but seemingly with this four-wheel drive stuff, there's a certain way to do it, so we'll see. If those don't work, I'll order some shorter ones and we'll put those on the back, and we'll just take the springs off. So I think I can make them work with the adjustability that we have. We should be okay. The other thing we got is our transmission adapter to transfer case. So this will go on the end of my Power Glide, which is actually getting swapped over right now to a shorty shaft, and that will mount to the front of that. So that will pair those. Quick Performance has shot us over a new rear end housing. We're gonna pair that with these leaf spring perches. So like I was saying in the last video, we won't need any U-bolts. They kind of just sit on the leaf, and the Caltrack bolts to the bottom, which will be done by this piece. So this needs to be welded together, but basically this sits on the axle just like this, and then this will sandwich like that. And there's gonna be a bunch of mounts, so it'll actually be upside down, but it'll sit like that basically. And then there's a big mount. I'll drop a picture of it in the video so you can see what it looks like when it's all done. Also, by recommendation, went ahead and picked us up a set of Kryptonite inner and outer tie rods, which these things are beefy as hell. I've actually never ran anything like this because I never has four-wheel drive, but these things are crazy durable looking. So the only other thing that was recommended to me was to get their pitman and idler arms. So I'll probably just go ahead and order those, and that way that's all pretty beefy in the steering department, because I guess what these things like to do when they leave is try to pull the front tires in, which I've seen. So we'll go ahead and get that taken care of. As for the engine, I have a new camshaft coming for this because we're going to spray pretty heavy amount of nitrous to this thing. We're going to keep it nitrous for now, and then we'll maybe go something a little bit later. We'll do some boost or something like that, but it's either going to be nitrous or blower, one of the two. I'm not putting a turbo on this thing or 2 turbos on this thing. I want to be able to keep the headers. So it's going to stay nitrous for now. If anything, it'll end up with a blower on it later on. But camshaft should be here in a couple weeks. I'm going to leave the front end off for now because it's pretty easy to install. And then I can just swap the cam real quick. That'll be done. And then we should be ready to rip. So as of right now, that's all I got for you guys. If I do start working on this thing, you guys will see that in this video. Other than that, I'm still waiting on a couple things. The release spring sliders should be here. Actually, I should probably go check the mailbox. They might be in the mailbox, so I'll go check the mailbox. But we're waiting on front control arms and leaf spring sliders, and then we should pretty much have everything to get this thing done. I do need to do the rear main in the motor. It was leaking the last time I ran it, so we'll change the rear main before we put the transmission and stuff back in, which he should be done. So we'll have that in the next day or two. If we weren't going racing this week, we'd have a busy week putting this thing together, probably get it pretty close to being able to run. But let me give you guys a little update on the other truck that we're trying to get done. All right, guys, so I know you guys want to get moonshine done, and I do too. However, I've had this old truck here just sitting here for a long time, pretty much since I started the channel. You guys have been seeing this truck in the background, and it's got pretty good ways done to it, right? So we needed this chassis table to get moonshine done properly. However, this being as done as it is, I was like, you know what? Let's just finish it before we just take it off. There's not a whole lot to do as far as chassis work goes. There's a little bit to get done. I'm just going to leave it alone. I wanted to cut it apart and do a 4-link and all this stuff and update it to, 2024 spec of suspension stuff and all that good stuff, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it alone. We're going to finish it. It'll be what it is, and we'll get it out and we'll start racing it. So basically with this thing, we're going to keep the front frame rails, same kind of thing we did with moonshine, and we're going to get rid of the rest of it. This 2x3 I was going to cut off. That's just going to stay for now. If I want to back half it later and do a 4-link, which it's already back half, but if I wanted to go to a 4-link later, all that stuff's going to have to be cut off again. So I was just like, you know what, we'll leave it. It's going to be a ladder bar truck for now. If later on we want to go 4-link, that'll get cut off anyways, and we won't have to worry about it. But from there forward, I want to get done and have it done the right way, and everything will be fine from there. So we'll do a firewall, carbon floors. We're going to make it as light as we possibly can. And I have a motor you guys may have seen a long time ago back on the channel, which I was going to stick in moonshine with a single 88 on it. It's going to be 428 cubic inch. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to go big single or twins on this, but we're going to use the parts that we did have for moonshine, and I'll get new stuff for that. That way this will get together a lot quicker than waiting for other parts. So motor's being built. It'll be, billet crankshaft, aluminum rod, full skirt, diamond piston. The head will probably be the limiting factor for now. It's only got a Dart LS3 head on it. They have been ported, CID intake, big solid roller camshaft. Should be good for some power, but we'll see. We got the 2-speed 400 out of moonshine that I had freshened up. I'll have to get a converter for that for whatever we do end up doing. I already have a rear end. I have axles. I have a third member for this truck. I already have brakes. I have a bunch of stuff for it. So only thing I need to order that I'm aware of at the moment is the front end. So I'm going to put a one-piece nose on it. I had a bumper for it. We were going to keep it all steel, but I'm not even going to worry about that. We'll just put a one-piece nose on it, and that'll be done. So yeah, basic plans for the truck. We're going to put it in probably no-time truck for now. That's a class that runs Bradenton in Georgia. It's a fast class. I don't know that we'll really be competitive in it. There's some really fast trucks there, but I just want to get the thing out and be able to race it. And class rules, we'll be able to fit into LDR if I want to go race one of Donald's races or something like that. We'll be able to do that. I imagine this thing should go for low 4s with what we're going to do to it, so it'll be fun. I haven't driven the truck. I've had this truck forever. I miss driving this truck, so we'll do all-wheel drive truck, 2-wheel drive truck, and then once that stuff's done, once this is done and off the table, moonshine will go right back on the table, and we'll start building that and get that thing done. But I'm excited. I've been wanting to get this truck done for a long time. It's close. Just gotta, hustle a little bit, have my boy TJ work his magic, finish it up, and yeah, I'm excited. Also, guys, shameless merch plug. We got some new shirts on the website. I love Hot Moms and Hot Tunes, and if you do too, go check them out. I'll drop a link right here. We'll show you the shirt. If you want to support the channel, support me. Little funny shirt. Go check it out, pick you one up, and help us get these hot rods done a little bit quicker. All right, guys, our new rear end housing from Quick Performance showed up. So now we can kind of mock everything up. Once we get back, I'm not going to have time, unfortunately. We're about to head to North Carolina for Battle of the Thrones at Rockingham. But new rear end housing and some progress on the white truck. Got all the frame cut out of that. So we can start rocking and rolling on getting this thing together, finishing up the roll cage, and make some progress on both trucks as soon as I get back. So we're gonna head up to Rockingham. We'll see y'all up there. We hit up to McDonald's real quick. Just want a little quick bite to eat. We're both doing carnivore. So I said, hey, we want, 5 meat patties, whatever, meat and cheese, that's it. Hopefully that doesn't get a strike. Anyhow, so we get trays of meat patties. Y'all see the cheese on there? No? Separate box. Side of cheese. I can't make this up, dude. Everybody, we finally got to the Airbnb last night, pretty late, so just went to bed, but we're up this morning, gonna cook up some breakfast. We got some ground beef going in the air fryer. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. This race is kind of weird. We're only racing from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. every night, so it's purely night racing, which should be pretty dope. I'm actually pretty excited about it, and I've always wanted to race this track. So James will be up here probably 3-4 o'clock-ish area, and we'll meet him over at the track, and then we'll start doing our qualifiers. But that's going to end this video. You have to come back and see qualifying rounds tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys watching. As always, stay tuned. We'll see you in the next episode.